I like to remind people that Walmart actually was, made in America, buy America, and then suddenly everything was coming from China. In manufacturing, I watched even medium-sized manufacturers move down to Mexico, or in some cases source through China, and that the biggest deal is it froze wages. That was the thing that probably had the biggest impact on the middle class.
Congressman Pence, so great to have you at American Thought Leaders.
Good to be here, Jan.
And again, for everybody, we're doing a little modeling here, how to say hello when the coronavirus is sort of encroaching from China. Let's talk about the heartland. This is where your district is.
Indiana 6th District.
Exactly. And, you actually went into politics to...
I did. I was inspired by President Trump's focus on the middle class. I've been a businessman all my life, and in my district, manufacturing left the district. Wages went down, the middle class was depressed, and I really believed from the onset, my wife kind of led the charge when he came down the escalator. She was fired up about him, when they were saying women wouldn't support Trump. I said, well, my wife does. But from the very beginning, I believed he was going to do something for the middle class, and he has. What he's done for manufacturing and what he's done for the agricultural community in my district. We have wage inflation. People are doing phenomenal. Unemployment. Our biggest problem in the 6th District of Indiana is we need more people.
So, and how are you looking to do that with unemployment factually so low?
I do whatever I can to help and promote the 6th District, whether it's, they can bring more people in, they can expand their manufacturing. The wage inflation is a good thing, so we're attracting people from outside the 6th District, and I'm there to do that for them.
Wonderful. So, the theme of CPAC this year, it's America versus socialism, I believe. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, where I come from, if I say, Trump, thank you for coming, Trump, have a safe drive home, I get a standing ovation, okay? I mean, they're just real Trumpsters. They're conservative, family, hardworking, work ethic. I can't believe that we're talking about socialism. You and I were talking, I went to China in 1981, had the propaganda assault as we were going around during the Great Wall and Forbidden City. It's phenomenal to me that we actually have people talking about socialist ideas, promoting Castro. Venezuela, I had someone just come up to me and talk about thank you for what your family is doing
right.
in support of the alternative president, as Maduro would say.
Right. You're also, something that I remember is it's a curiously named legislation. I think is it the OORAH Act? Did I get that right?
So I guess I'm still a Marine, as we say, once a Marine, always a Marine. And I had been in Beirut, Lebanon in 1983. And if you remember, they blew up the barracks. It was a Hilton Hotel at the airport. We were part of a UN peacekeeping force. And I left 10 days before they blew it up. And it was Hezbollah financed by Iran. As a Marine, we always say OORAH.
Yes.
And this bill freezes money they have over in Europe for the Gold Star families of the people, of the fellow Marines, sailors, and soldiers that died in that attack. I actually believe that was the beginning of the war of terrorism on the United States. Some would say 1979,
right?
But I'm actually going back to Iwo Jima. Todd Young, Senator Young, and I sponsored a 75-year commemoration of Iwo Jima. That was the worst day for the Marine Corps in history. The second worst was Beirut, Lebanon. So
really?
That's my OORAH bill, yeah. You know, Marine Corps motto is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, and I'm still faithful to the Corps and to the families, the Gold Star families.
And so tell me, let's talk a little bit about the China piece. I'm very curious, you know, the impact of the let's call it the trade war. I don't like using that term, but on the agricultural situation in your district.
Well, it's interesting to me that the farmers were absolutely affected. I had a turkey farmer, very large operation, where they had frozen sales. China wasn't buying it, and they couldn't ship it. But they held strong and were still supportive of what the president was trying to do. We saw bean prices go down. We saw corn prices. But the president supported them. As he said in January 17th of 2017, I'm going to help the manufacturers and the ag community. The ag community stayed strong. Not that the manufacturing community didn't, but they just stayed with him the whole time and now have been rewarded. You know, we were buying $20 billion a year, China was, from the United States. This phase one is now 40 to 50. Hopefully it's a lot more than 20 billion. And I got a photo from the turkey farmer of a box with the Chinese shipping label immediately after the agreement was in principle announced.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
So, and in terms of the manufacturing side, because obviously that's big in your area, there was a big loss of manufacturing in your, if I recall, you know, certainly in that region over the last 20 odd years or something.
Well, yeah, for maybe going back to 30 years, you know.
Right.
I like to remind people that Walmart actually was, you know, made in America, buy America, and then suddenly everything was coming from China. In manufacturing, I watched even medium-sized manufacturers move down to Mexico, or in some cases source through China, and that. The biggest deal is it froze wages. That was the thing that probably had the biggest impact on the middle class.
Okay.
I can remember when I graduated from high school, small town, Columbus, Indiana, half the graduating class went to work for $25 an hour. The other half went on to college. Now, very few people go to work or recently went to work in manufacturing because it just didn't pay a lot. It wasn't a career. That's coming back. That is absolutely coming back. Another thing that's interesting to me that's coming back is in-house training, going straight to the high schools or straight to the community college or colleges and doing mentorships or apprenticeships and saying, listen, you come and work for us, we'll give you the time to go to school, we'll pay you to go to school, and we'll give you a job right off the bat, and here's a career path for you.
Remarkable. So any final words? You know?
Trump, thank you for coming. Trump, have a safe drive home.
Such a pleasure to have you, Congressman Pence.
Thanks, Jan.